Of the Nigerian people towards strengthening the bond of unity in the country. The president said this when he received members of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs led by Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, who is the President General of the Council. The Council also called on the president to continue to work in the interest of the people.
What has brought you here?
Yes, thank you very much. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, under the leadership of His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto and the President General, is here to pay a courtesy call on Mr. President, to appreciate him for what he's doing for the nation, and to also advise him as to what the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs feels should be done to make sure that it continues to rule with transparency, with honesty, with equity, to the benefit of all members of this great country of ours. We feel that the right way to do is to advise Mr. President not to go through a third party. We believe God will continue to strengthen him to make it possible for him to continue to serve this great nation.
He has accepted all the words of advice they've offered him. He has also asked them to continue to engage, to continue to dialogue. And Mr. President has also asked them to be in the forefront of the national reorientation, which is one of the pillars of his administration. He has asked them to go back to areas of conflict. You recall that the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence, was also in Niger to engage with the military junta there. He has asked them to continue to go back in the spirit of his belief that only dialogue, only engagement can end crises across the world.
Meanwhile, the federal government is reassessing the state of affairs in northern Nigeria with a view to coming up with robust platforms to address challenges in the region. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this when he received the coalition of Northern States Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, led by its president, Dalhatu Abubakar. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
These are the leading industrialists in the north coming to show their concern on the state of the region. Vice President Kashim Shettima commended the leadership of the delegation for its commitment to development of the north through various industrial projects that can effectively lead to all-round development through partnership with the federal government. He said any society that seeks to achieve economic development must promote peace and stability. The Vice President praised President Bola Tinubu as a visionary and committed Democrat for his passion to seek and achieve development through addressing the challenges of insecurity in the north, especially in the northwest region, through the Placo initiative aimed at addressing the challenges of armed banditry, kidnapping and the situation in the northwest. Leader of the delegation, Dalhatu Abubakar, expressed the readiness of the organization to seek partnership with the federal government towards the revitalization of the economy in the north. In another development, Vice President Shettima has reiterated the value of the traditional institution in the country. He highlighted this while receiving a delegation led by the chairman of the Nasarawa State Council of Chiefs, Justice C. Dibage. Vice President Shettima expressed gratitude to the traditional rulers, the government and people of the state for their love and support to President Tinubu during the last electioneering campaign.
Our loyalty, our support to this administration is 100%. 100% with this government. And we are there in support of all their aspirations, all the good things that they have laid out for this country. We are there to support and let our people know that the best is yet to come for this country. And we are confident because they are people that we know and we know very well, and people that we can give our trust to. We are sure that the tomorrow will be better than today that we have.
From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Now,
call to the ruling elite to tackle endemic poverty in Nigeria, which has been made worse by the petrol subsidy removal. Well, that's according to human rights lawyer Mr. Call to the ruling elite to tackle endemic poverty in Nigeria, which has been made worse by the petrol subsidy removal. Well, that's according to human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falana, who links the coups to the level of poverty among citizens of those countries, while their government officials live in affluence. The senior advocate of Nigeria stated this at a symposium organized by the Nigeria Labour Congress in Abuja. Our correspondent, Tila Moeni, has the details.
The Nigeria Labour Congress is leading this conversation on the state of the economy in its 2023 National Symposium. Human rights activist Mr. Femi Falana is leading the discourse, and he has some advice for the ruling elites, especially in view of the recent military coups across Africa.
And for here, please, Honorable Senator, please be careful. This Senator, be careful. Don't provoke Nigerians to mutiny, please. Because some of the things going on there, and we're in trouble. Sir, 70 billion naira for palliatives for 469 people. And when we say no, they say no. It's for facelift of the National Assembly. No, sir. 3 years ago, 37 billion naira was the amount for facelift of the National Assembly. That contract has not been fully executed. There is no review of the contract, so you can't talk of 70 billion naira for facelift. Secondly, 40 billion naira to buy exotic car now for leadership of the National Assembly. It's not going to be allowed. The latest provocative news from the National Assembly is that 54 billion naira as the amount for constituency projects for 360 members of the House of Reps. It has come to 150 million per person. Under these austere conditions in town.
The panel conversation focused on the theme, which is the Nigerian economy and the crisis of survival, robbing the poor to pay the rich. One of the issues that comes to the fore is the impact of failed subsidy removal.
You share 5 trucks of rice to a local government, they won't get one cup. If we accept the position of the Bureau of Statistics that we have 133 million Nigerians that are multidimensionally poor before the subsidy removal, and after the subsidy removal, the number must have increased or doubled. Those are the fringes became poor overnight. But even if we were to take it without argument, and you multiply 5 billion by 36 states and Abuja, you get about 185 billion. If you divide it by 133 million people that are multidimensionally poor, you will get up to 1,500 naira. Is that a palliative? No. Comrades, on and on. And you take the palliative and give it to governors. Any money you give to governors is not meant for us.
Production has collapsed. We have become, as it were, because just before SAP, we were in a situation in which light industry, basic consumer production, had taken roots. And we were growing to develop into areas in which we would have medium-scale industrialization, machine tools production, and all that. But all that vanished. Any government that did what the TINUBU government did to suddenly raise the price of fuel by such a tumultuous amount without a plan does not deserve to be called a government.
Well, the aggregate submission at this symposium of the Nigeria Labour Congress is that subsidy in itself is not a bad thing. However, how governments go about subsidy is what is key, bringing to the fore the fact that bigger economies like the United States of America subsidizes healthcare through the Affordable Care Act, and Germany has just voted hundreds of millions of euros to subsidize the use of energy by its citizens. Dele Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Trust you had a wonderful night rest. I remain Carol by name. Lord Larry, good morning to you. Mark Andrew, good morning. Coco G, good morning. Benjamin Chikaudi, good morning. And other viewers out there, good morning. Please let's not forget to click on the subscription button if you're new to this channel and turn on your notification bell. And also don't forget to click the like button. And please send us some super chats. All right, happy new month. Happy new month. Happy new month to you all. Welcome to the month of September. Mr. Maxwell, good morning, sir. Happy new month to you all. All right, so today's episode of our newspaper review, starting with the Vanguard newspaper. Truckers pay 40 million naira daily at Lagos Port Corridor. That was on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. And poor governance responsible for banditry, kidnapping in Northwest. This coming from Shetima. Danger as bandit vandalize Makurdi power pylon. And in the hardship, with patience, determination, we will succeed. This coming from TINUBU. So TINUBU is urging all Nigerians to be patient and to pursue with all determination towards success of the country. Says bitter pill must be administered to build better future in Nigeria. So he's calling this a bitter pill. The hardship going on is a bitter pill, so do endure. All right, so on coup scare, sit tight, leaders move against their military. That's on page 5. Rwanda retires 12 generals, over 800 other ranks. Cameroon reshuffles military. Soldiers to leave the Nigerian army. Gabon coup chief to be sworn in as transitional president on Monday. ECCAS condemns Gabon coup. Why we should wade big stick on coupists. Is interested in war. Asked Sultan to go back to Niger. Focus on disease that bets coups, not symptoms. Article tells African leaders. Poverty responsible for coup in Africa is coming from Falana. Federal government to establish mobile courts on FGM sexual harassment in schools. This coming from the minister on page 8. And 25th anniversary, our 16 years in power, Nigerians' golden era, PDP boasts. That was on page 8. Federal government shuts MMIA October 1. Alt Nigeria Air Project. Nigeria UN sign moves to attack terrorism. And still on the scarcity, NNPC direct marketers to Pinnacle as pipelines under repair. This coming from IP Man. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Then over to the Daily Sun. Atiku urges African leaders to address causes of coups, not symptoms. Condemns military takeover in Gabon. That's on page 6. Federal government suspends Nigeria Air. Shut old Lagos International Airport October 1st. Orders foreign airlines to move to new terminal. Stops Abuja Kano Airport concession. That's on page 23. All suspends Gabon. AU suspends Gabon over coup as Cameroon. Rwanda reorganized military. That's on page 6. New military leader to be sworn in on Monday. Forceful removal of democratically elected leaders unacceptable, Tinubu says NSCIA. Okay. Iwayahu Hayim orders meet over Igbo Heroes Award. Report, expert brand Naira Africans worst currency. Top government officials, industry players, orders to attend Enugu Economic Summit today. That's on page 7 of the Daily Sun newspaper. I was not sacked as Delta governor. This coming from Oboivori. NHF probe, reps form over absence of AGF, CBN government. This is actually on page 26 and you can read that up. And flood claims 5 lives in Adamawa as Nasarawa orders evacuation from riverine communities. Ten feared eliminated in renewed court war in Edo State. That is on page 5 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Then over to the Guardian newspaper. Minister's orders relocation of foreign airline to new Lagos Airport terminal. And still on democracy without election, how imperial government ad hoc administrators collapse grassroots governance in 238 local councils. After 244 years of reign, sit-tight African leaders review security architecture. And CBN banks investigate suspected $1 billion currency counterfeiting. Revenue falls by 23% as federal state and local government shares 4.37 trillion naira. 2,588 children sexually, emotionally abused in 12 months, says Lagos government. In over to the Nation newspaper. Government armor to fall on illegal miners, says minister. And APC suspends ex-speaker, ex-SSG, 26 orders in Osun State. Edo, 15 million indigents to get federal government cash transfer. That's on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. Akeredolu returns soon, says Ondo government. That's on page 25 of the Nation newspaper. A federal government owns Nigeria Air. Airport concession suspended, and foreign airline to operate from new terminal in Lagos from October 1st. AU suspends Gabon, Cameroon, Rwanda, rigid military. And from TINUBU, Niger Junta can quit within 1 year. Then over to the Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, so please, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to click the subscription button, turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever we're live. And please, let's not forget to click the like button. And also, we need your super chat. Please send us some super chat. All right, so the link has been posted. If you have any comment, you can join us here and hear your view. All right, so continue from Daily Trust newspaper. Article to African leaders. Focus on disease that beds, coups, not symptoms. Kanu, NEX, sign 2 billion naira. Muyu on resuscitating export-oriented industries. 4 ex-presidential candidates visit Gaduje, seek appointment. Rice price spikes as federal government, state suppliers mop up markets. 50 kg bag records 10,000 naira increase in 10 days. Our supplies depleted by high demand. This coming from traders. Inadequate pandi, poor yield responsibility. This coming from millers. Prime actors short change government. This coming from Afan. And presidency, Niman Mom. That's all on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Still on the Niger coup, Tinubu asks Sudan to return to NEMI. And federal government shuts Lagos airport. Old terminal October 1st suspends Nigeria Air. BUA Group to increase cement production. And job racketeering. Poly rectors deny bribing reps planner as city threatens legal actions. So over to the Nation newspaper. Government armor to fall on illegal miners, says minister. And APC to suspend ex-speaker as SSG 26 orders in Osun State. Airline expansion, government to demolish multi-billion naira Lagos private jet terminals, and federal government to evict over 22 jets. KMO relocate foreign airline to new terminal. That's on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Federal government, states, local government shares 4.37 trillion naira in 6 months. This coming from NETI on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And AU suspends Gabon as Cameroon Rwanda retired generals, 1,000 soldiers. AU says suspension in force until democracy is restored. Niger humanitarian crisis loops. Niger Junta orders forceful eviction of French ambassador. Cancels EVO family visas. 12 children, over 60 others died in South African building fire. And oil theft. Navy arrests Tompolo's men. Security firm kicks. That's on page 25 of the Punch newspaper. Jealous lovers kills girlfriend with sling armor. That's on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. AGF, CBN, governor threatened with arrest for shunning reps props. Then over to this day newspaper, CBN alerts banks on arrest of Nigeria, orders over seizure of fake $1 billion bound for Africa. Keyamo orders relocation of all flight operations from old to new international terminal in Lagos. That's on page 17 of this day newspaper. And from Gaduje, after failed presidential bid, Kwankwaso turned an NPP to revenue platform. That's on page 36 of this day newspaper. Ndele Momodu, Winke doesn't own PDP. It can be disciplined. Tinubu seeks the big stake against coupists via car game with shuffled military hierarchies. Nigerian military warns its men, retaliates loyalty to president. Gabon coup 8 in West Central Africa since 2020, 4 of which were staged by close guards. In Niger, Junta revokes French ambassador's immunity after expiration of 48 hours ultimatum to leave country. Story on page 5 of this day newspaper. And the photo there display President Tinubu received Jim Ovier. And that's all on the newspaper today. So over to other stories of the day. If you have any contribution, you can join us here. All right, let's see what we have here.
Republic, peace, unity, progress, and equity. What we do is spiritual.
The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Simon Ekpa, has announced the initiation of a process to delegitimize the Nigerian government within Biafran territory. This process, which includes a series of steps, was disclosed in a press release via his official X page. To achieve this objective, Ekpa has directed Biafran citizens to refrain from hawking near military, police, naval, or air force checkpoints. This measure, he says, is intended to enhance safety, especially for children who often engage in hawking activities. He further tasked Biafran governors with removing military checkpoints, or citizens will take action. Ekpa also called for the resignation of state commissioners in Biafra land. He stated that the state commissioners have been given a 5-day grace period to resign from their positions. He added that after September 1st, any commissioner representing Nigeria within any Nigeria-created state will be treated as an enemy of Biafra. Ekpa also directed the temporary suspension of morning mass and prayers in churches within Biafra land due to impending security challenges. He also raised security concerns in regions around Iche and Ngobala. He identified the region as volatile and urged residents in these areas to exercise caution. The British Prime Minister also introduced a new slogan and motto tagged Biafra Republic, Peace, Unity, Progress and Equity. He said the slogan has been introduced to unite Biafrans.
Odogwu adigo ka ọ ga-adị. Odogwu adigo ka ọ ga-adị.
This broadcast is also being streamed live on our more updates. President Bola Tinubu is asking religious leaders to intensify national reorientation of the Nigerian people towards strengthening the bond of unity in the country. The president said this when he received members of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs led by Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, who is the President General of the Council. The Council also called on the President to continue to work in the interest of the people.
What has brought you here?
Yes, thank you very much. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, under the leadership of His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto and the President General, is here to pay a courtesy call on Mr. President, to appreciate him for what he's doing for the nation, and to also advise him as to what the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs feels should be done to make sure that he continues to rule with transparency, with honesty, with equity, to the benefit of all members of this great country of ours. We feel that the right way to do is to advise Mr. President not to go through a third party. We believe God will continue to strengthen him to make it possible for him to continue to serve this great nation.
He has accepted all the words of advice they've offered him. He has also asked them to continue to engage, to continue to dialogue. And Mr. President has also asked them to be in the forefront of the national reorientation, which is one of the pillars of his administration. He has asked them to go back to areas of conflict. You recall that the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence, was also in Niger to engage with the military junta there. He has asked them to continue to go back in the spirit of his belief that only dialogue, only engagement can end crises across the world.
Meanwhile, the federal government is reassessing the state of affairs in northern Nigeria with a view to coming up with robust platforms to address challenges in the region. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this when he received the coalition of Northern States Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, led by its president, Dalhatu Abubakar. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
These are the leading industrialists in the north coming to show their concern on the state of the region. Vice President Kashim Shettima commended the leadership of the delegation for its commitment to development of the north through various industrial projects that can effectively lead to all-round development through partnership with the federal government. He said any society that seeks to achieve economic development must promote peace and stability. The Vice President praised President Bola Tinubu as a visionary.
Call to the ruling elite to tackle endemic poverty in Nigeria, which has been made worse by the petrol subsidy removal. Well, that's according to human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falana, who links the coups to the level of poverty among citizens of those countries while their government officials live in affluence. The senior advocate of Nigeria stated this at a symposium organized by the Nigeria Labour Congress in Abuja. Our correspondent, Tila Moeni, has the details.
The Nigeria Labour Congress is leading this conversation on the state of the economy in its 2023 National Symposium. Human rights activist Mr. Femi Falana is leading the discourse, and he has some advice for the ruling elites, especially in view of the recent military coups across Africa.
And for here, please, Honorable Senator, please be careful. This Senator, be careful. Don't provoke Nigerians to mutiny. Please. Because some of the things going on there, and we're in trouble. Sir, 70 billion naira for palliatives for 469 people. And when we say no, they say no. It's for facelift of the National Assembly. No, sir. 3 years ago, 37 billion was the amount for facelift of the National Assembly. That contract has not been fully executed. There is no review of the contract. So you can't talk of 70 billion naira for facelift. Secondly, 40 billion naira to buy exotic car now for leadership of the National Assembly. It's not going to be allowed. The latest provocative news from the National Assembly is that 54 billion naira as they amount for constituency projects for 360 members of the House of Reps. It has come to 150 million per person. Under these austere conditions in town.
The panel conversation focused on the theme, which is the Nigerian economy and the crisis of survival, robbing the poor to pay the...
Okay, Mr. Mazi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Lady K. Today I will
Mr.
call you
Nathaniel,
Lady
good
K.
morning
How
to
are
you.
you? As Priye, I hope you'll be hearing about from her. I hope she is okay where she is.
Yes, sir, she's here.
Okay, thank you so much. My brother Nathaniel, good morning to you. In Ghana here, we say etisen. If I tell you etisen, say eyeo etisen.
Eyeo.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I thank God for today. We just entered a new month, and I believe that this new month will bring succor and the much needed freedom the Biafra people needs in Biafra land. And I support the call. I totally support the call for the removal of checkpoints on our roads. We don't need all those things there. They are using it as a means of extortion from our people. That I've never seen a kind of military that the kind of military they have today is just different from what we had during our own time. I've never experienced this kind of military that will stand on the road instead of protecting the people. They are extorting them, asking them to come down and walk, no matter how heartless any man can be. When we were there, women were considered, children were considered in case there is any IS. In fact, to tell the world, what is the business of the military in internal security? Before you see soldiers coming out or deployed in a city, in a country, within a country that is not in wartime, it must be given the approval by the National Assembly. Because once you draft soldiers into such places, then there are certain things, unpleasant things that are going to happen. So the People's Parliament will be in support or give that warranty for these people to be deployed in these places. This is not what we see that is going on in Nigeria. At the end, these people indiscriminately buy so many people in the process. And those that refuse to give them that bribe, 10 naira, 100 naira, they buy them without mercy. How can we continue to live in such a lawless and brutal, society? I support for the call of it. I watched a documentary. They said from Port Harcourt, Aba to Enugu Express Road, you can count over 100 and something checkpoints, police and the army. And no other place in Nigeria is so infested with this kind of checkpoints. Even where The theater of war is happening. That is in the northeast and other places that they are the bandits, terrorists, Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP are having their way. Nobody has been militarized those places and put them in the ordeal that they are putting our people in Biafra land. That must not continue. That must stop. We must not allow that to continue anymore. It's long overdue. And the support, what I saw on the topic, the Cameroonian soldiers backing the Gabonese soldiers, I love what is going on. Like I will continue to say, and I will reiterate, I saw a wave, more are coming. And after that, these people, no matter, look, let me tell you, I heard that Cameroon, Rwanda, has changed, the military structure. The generals are being, some of them are being removed, irrespective of how, no matter how you remove them, we speak to each other. No matter how you remove the generals and those junior officers or the other rank soldiers, we speak to each other. Most of the coups that happen in many places happen from the house after discussions, consultation by these retired top generals. That is how it is done. So you just forget, don't worry about your retirement or whatever. If it is going to happen, and if it is bound to happen, it's going to happen. So we will support the Gabonese, just like the way we support the Nigerian army for carrying out what even the toughest African countries could not do. We must support them, and we must not allow anybody to distract us from this. Attacks will come left, right, and center, but I will advise all of us to please guide ourselves. First of all, by loving yourselves. And once you love yourselves, once we love ourselves, we are going to, meet up with these challenges and overcome them. As for Nigeria, the less I talk about Nigeria, my brothers and sisters, the better for me, because there is nothing that you can talk, and I will not have an association anymore with a country that derives joy in senselessly buying their own people, unarmed people, senselessly buying them without any pity. I don't support such country, because that country is riddled with blood in their hand, and I don't believe that God will bless such a country. I don't believe so. A country that kills anyhow, a country that cannot, irrespective, look at the huge resources that is in that country. It is just been circulating within the corrupt politicians and their cohorts. A country that laughs and rejoices when their poor people people that are supposed to be elevated out of poverty are being thrown into poverty, and more are being thrown on daily basis. And you will tell me that that is a country I should pray for? No, like I said in all platforms, what Nigerians need now is to fight for the just cause. If you cannot fight for the removal, abolition of that 1999 constitution, fight for your own freedom and for your own separate state. You'll be freer in a separate state that is homogeneous, that is well accepted by your own people, not what someone is giving you from Abuja. Thank you so much. I hold my peace here.
All right, thank you, Mr. Nathaniel. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kewe. Thank you, Mr. Mans, for how you are leading us, because anytime I hear your voice, my spirit always come back to life. I will start saying by this.
God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. What the Fulani government of Nigeria, with all, even the Southern, the so-called Jagaban and the rest, they don't know what they are joking with. They are fulfilling Fulani agenda That is why they militarize the East. But one thing they don't know, if they continue in this manner, that same zoo will not contain them. It will not contain their family. It will not contain their wives. It will not contain their children. It will not contain their very source. I think Jagaban is from I know he claimed to be a Lagosian. He's from I think Ondo or something like that.
Whether they say Ondo or Ogun State, nobody knows. You know, say everything about him is riddled with lies now.
He is fulfilling the Fulani agenda, and these Fulanis are being backed by the Western powers. So for them to militarize the East, they are fulfilling their cause, because this is the same thing they did in Benue. They are doing in Santa Kaduna. They are doing in Jos. That is what they did in Sokoto. That is what they did in Zafara. That they are doing it gradually. So every person from the south that is part of it, that person is working against himself, working against his children, his grandchildren, his family, even the family to come. At the end of the day, they are going to be strangers everywhere in the world. Because what makes a black man, because I'm sorry to use this language, the black man is the devil. I'm telling you, the black man is the devil. Because some of us have moved out of Nigeria. We have seen how things are going around the world. Even this president of this Western world, you can never see they go extra mile to make sure they exterminate their people. Never. Rather, they will go extra mile to make sure that their people are stabilized. But for a black people, African people, they can never go extra mile to make sure that things work for their people. They go extra mile to destroy their people. The black man is the devil. Look at what they are doing in the East. Let me tell you, they think London will become Onitsha. They think London will become Benin City. It has never been, and it will never be. Because those people, when they came before, they came to Africa in the name of colonization.
Hi, it's Mr. Nathaniel. Actually, I think there's an issue with his network. All right, Mr. Mazi. There's something that caught my attention in this Punch newspaper. That's on page 25. It says, still on the oil theft, it said Navy arrests Tompolo's men, security firm kicks. And prior to now, Tompolo said made some allegations on the oil theft. So how is it that his men are still the one that was arrested? So is that not something like Tompolo? I think Tompolo is up to something.
You know, you see, there is no way you will work with the Nigeria. You know, see, Lady K, I try to avoid that demonic and barbaric, very backward nation called Nigeria. I try to avoid, speaking about it, but the more I try to avoid it, the more it comes, because that is where, as we speak now, until Biafra comes, that is where, unfortunately, we find ourselves. You see, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it. It is only a criminal that will work and feel comfortable in the Nigerian sector or in that space. And if you are not corrupt, if you are the good guy, you come in here, you work with that system, there is no how your body will not be tainted with corruption. That is the unfortunate thing that, and a place that we found ourselves as Biafrans. And I don't blame them. Do you know that when God wants to deal with his own people that he loves so much, people that derail from his own principles, he made them go through what we are going through today. How do you, can you explain to me what our people are going through today? Just, can you explain, can you give me the reasons why the Biafrans are being put through into this mess? Just explain to me. Because we left our God long time ago. We dined with the prostitutes called Nigeria. Our people were cajoled first. They first of all destroyed them, destroyed their dignity, and promised them so many things. Then if you do this, we will give you this. That is how our dignity, especially from those we call elders, began to diminish, until it gets to where we are today, that they cannot even speak for themselves, not to talk of their own people. That is why I always say that Biafran youths, men and women, the children, we are orphans. We don't have anybody to lead us. When you think that you have an elder, that elder has been, indoctrinated. He has been hypnotized by the Nigerian system. That is what I see. So work with that system, thinking that you are going to come out a perfect person, diligent, transparent. You lie. That is what is happening to Tampolo. The same system will corrupt you. The same system will take you down. That is what is happening to them. If you want to stay away from these people, like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, don't go close to them. By the time you accept their, invitation, at the end of it all, you serve them according to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader. You come home in shame, and they are going to target them. You think that these people have forgotten? Look, the mistake Tampolo made was to go and collect that, is it 4-point-something billion naira contract. That was the mistake. No matter how much they give you, it is not equal to what they have taken away from your land. And when we say it, they will begin to fight us. Hey, we did it. What they have given to you is stipends, fallouts from their dining table. So I believe that they are going to arrest more. They will even arrest them more. You see, for me, they have signed to work with these people that have killed their own people and destroyed them. So what do you expect? Whatever they do to them, that is their own business. I will only cry because they are Biafrans. And whatever, once the eye, anything that affects the eye will also affect the nose. That is why I will cry for them. And since that they have stubbornly refused to understand the handwriting on the wall, well, we can only lead them to the river, but we cannot force them to drink water. They will arrest them more. Once you are there, you have put your hand in that dying with the demons. Their influence will take over their behavior and their character. That is what is there. Sister Lady K, don't be surprised at what is going on. It's bound to happen. since they have connived and signed to dine with these people, they will feel their venom. The person that they are going to come after next, if they are not trying to deal with him now, is Asare Dokubo. Asare Dokubo indicted the army, made the army to come out and begin to defend themselves on the pages of newspapers. The Navy, the National Security or whatever they call Defense Force and something like that. When they are going to come after him, then you will see he will forever regret forever mingling with these people. This is how they do to us. This is how they do to us. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw it and he pulled himself out. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was campaigning for restructuring to make Nigeria a better place. But when he discovered that these people are stubborn, they cannot, they don't even want to listen to you. He said, no, I want the freedom of my people. Let's continue with it. And that is where we are. That is why we are where we are today. And I pray that God will keep us and strengthen us in order to get where we are, so that we will not be looking, sit down and be looking this thing happening into our soil, our territory called Biafra land. If we are going to hear them, we hear them from afar as news from international, stage, not within our Biafran land. And that is the only thing I pray for God. These people, our people, have been beaten to the ground. They have nothing more to do other than to just walk with them. They say, if you can't beat them, join them. This is what our people are doing today. They are doing catching up. They want to benefit. But we say, no, it is better we get our freedom than to benefit for something that is going to kill every one of us. Our geographical land. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Brother Nat, welcome back. I thought that they kicked you out. When you begin to fire them with some truth that time, they get agitated, they begin to panic. They begin to panic.
Thank you, Brother Mas.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Mazi, thank you. Mr. Alex O is sending his regards to everyone in the platform.
Okay.
Sends his regards.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you. Wherever you are, I hope you are. I believe that Chukwu Kabiama is with you and your family. And we must always pray to Our Lady K and pray in the zoo so that the eyes of the enemy would not see them. They are doing great work, and may God continue to bless all of you. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nathaniel, you're welcome, sir. Welcome back. So the platform is yours.
Thank you. As I was saying, the roadblock issue is a Fulani agenda. And we should not forget that anywhere they are, know that the Fulani herdsmen are behind them. The terrorists are behind them. So they come to the ground, they extort, they kill, they kidnap, so that the ground will be soft for their agenda to be fulfilled. And I thank God for the resistance by the PM and the Biafran people. This truth we have known. We should not deviate from it. Because if we let them, forever and ever we are gone. And we must not let them. That is why our leader is putting his life online. Because he have already exposed every agenda these people have concerning us. So the PM, the statement or the decision he has taken to remove all these roadblocks, he should go ahead and remove it so that this Fulani agenda will not be fulfilled against us. I also want to thank God, Chukwu Kikabia, because what is happening now because of this coup that is going on. Look at how the Northerners now, they gang up against Jagaban himself because they know that the consequences of the coup, all of them will be swept away once they go to war in Niger. If they go to war in Niger, all of them will be swept away because behind the terrorism in Nigeria, they are all involved. And the Western powers are involved. And the Western power, they are the same people that is pushing Jagaban and ECOWAS to go and fight our people in Niger. So all these things because they are these leaders, they are cowards. They don't know who they are. They don't know what God has created them to be. They don't know that they are the people God has blessed most in this world. That without us, America is nothing. Without us, UK is nothing. Without us, France is nothing. They don't know. Because the inferiority of colonization and slavery is what is troubling these African non-entities. We are the most blessed people on earth. Let me come to this Tompolo. I know him face to face because I was in the security sector. We call it process team. When I was working with the oil company, I worked with Chef for a little while. I know him face to face. I have shook hands with him. That time he was still younger. What they did against our people, this riverine area, it is an unpardonable sin. It is an unforgivable sin. You see, our people that are living in these areas, they have damaged them. That means they have damaged the ecology, the environment beyond what man can repair. You can never see BBC go there. You can never see CNN go there. Because the people that committed this evil are these people. I'm picking this, our leader, this crooked element, black people, leaders from Biafra and from the north and everywhere to perpetuate that evil against us. So for Tompolo, because of what they will give him to join this group, I pity him. For Asari to join this group, I pity him. Because they themselves will not have a place to live. They are not even living there. Look at what is going on there. The oil is owned by Western world. It is not we that own the oil. We don't have common shovel. NAPC, DPR don't have shovel. They don't have tape. They don't have computer. They don't have nothing. It is what these oil companies tell us. That is what we write on the ground. We cannot make budget for our country without these companies coming to tell us this is how much they will give us. We don't own the oil. And our leaders agree that these foreigners continue to loot our resources, what God has blessed us with. And that is why you see us moving around the world trying to find good life. This same oil, that is what Saudi Arabia used to build their nation. This same oil, that is what Dubai, Arab Emirates, Oman, Qatar, that is what they used to build their nation. But a black man, this black Jagaban, they refuse to know who they are. And they are just like rats and cowards in the hands of Western people. They don't know who they are. It's a regret for me to be carrying the same color with them. You can't treat the Arab nation like this, Arab people like this. But the black man, these black people, they are lesser than human beings. That is why they don't know. They are prodigal children whom their father died through colonization and slavery. They don't know who they are. For Tompolo, he forgot that Buhari declared him wanted when Buhari took over from Goodluck. He forgot that when Yaradua met him, late Yaradua, tried to make peace with him. And Yaradua brought some certain things to calm him down. And he agreed. But when Goodluck came, Goodluck make it better. Say, okay, since you have become like this, let me give you some certain contract so that instead of him and Asari to stay by their brother, they betrayed Goodluck. And Buhari started working with them. Buhari first declared Tompolo wanted. When Buhari was near to exit the government, he brought Tompolo back. Now Jagaban is working with Asari so that they can eliminate Tompolo, because they are giving them money so that they can betray their people. My advice for him, he should come back and listen to what MNK told him. And if he's able to get himself back so that he can start now, because nothing will hold back the zoo. But if the zoo fall, will he stand for his people? Or he's going to wait for the caliphate to distribute everything for themselves? Because the caliphate are everywhere with the Fulani herdsmen. Because if anything go wrong in Nigeria tomorrow, the caliphate is going to take everything. But Tompolo is still behaving like coward with Asari. They don't want to come home and defend their people. And this coup that is going on, some people has woken up already, and they cannot stop it. If they like, let them continue to be puppet in the hands of the Western world, because the coup will sweep them. The problem that will come up, even in the zoo itself, is going to sweep all of them. It will sweep all of them. So let them go and fight in the jail. Let them go and fight. They will see the fire burning right inside their own room. They can run to America, run to everywhere. After all, they'll be puppet in their hand. And we don't even want them. So that is, let everybody, all Biafrans, our Biafrans in the coastal line, let everybody wake up. What is coming? Our leader has already spoken everything. And he said, if you don't understand again, go back to his broadcast. He's the prophet of our time. He has already spoken the truth. Those who are still living in denial, the zoo is going to swallow them. How can you have oil? You are buying petrol and diesel at the amount of what? 670 700 naira. But in Saudi Arabia, the amount is not up to 30 naira. In Iran, in all this Dubai, go and look at how their oil price. So when the Western world kidnap the zoo, they select men, and those men are in the grave, the Jagaba and the rest. They never wake up from the grave, and they are not representing us. My prayer, I say, God will help us, that God will help us to get this freedom. Biafra will come, so that every one of us will be free. You see, this Western world we are living, they treat us like slaves. The job when they reject, now they give us. No matter your degree, they will show to you that you are a black person. They will show to you, before they will give you something, they will count 1 to 10 of their people. Waiting their people reject, now they give black man. Those one when they tell you, say, na lie that they talk. Every part of Europe, even in America. All those that are living in America, look at their white hair. Some of them are supporting the zoo. Let them go back and stay now. Let them come back. They are making mouth. Let them go back and stay in the zoo. They cannot, because they can't sleep in darkness again. They cannot, because they cannot queue to go and buy fuel or buy diesel. You have it in your backyard, but you don't have it in your own car. You cannot have it, because the oil, our wealth, has been kidnapped by the Western world right from more than 200 and 300 years. And our people knew about it. They are supporting them to continue to loot our land. I pray that God will help us, and God will strengthen our PM, and God will strengthen MMK. Every one of us must engage in this truth, and by the grace of God, we will get to Biafra. Okay, where are you there?
Probably the network. Always the network. There is a delay,
Yes.
from her, feedbacks from her.
Yeah.
So, like, all right.
Thank you.
We have another guest here. Okay, Mr. Nathaniel. Mr. Matthew, thank you so much. Mr. Nathaniel, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much.
And for always being here. Thank you. To other viewers out there, thank you so much. Please, let's click on the like button, send in your super chat. Alex says, Mr. Nathaniel, I beg, help me tell them lecturers, they work for McDonald's.
Some of them are janitors. Some of them are janitors. You see, there is some are taxi drivers. I'm not saying that taxi driving is not a good job. Taxi driver is a lucrative job. You see, who is coming in? Somebody is coming in.
Mr. Goodman.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Goodman, good morning, sir.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. You see, Some of them are working as janitors. When my sister works, is one of the directors in Metropolitan Hospital, California. When she tells you what some of our people that ran away, so these are not people that were claiming that Nigeria is good. Nigeria, pray for Nigeria, pray for Nigeria. You see, all of a sudden they do whatever you see them there. Hey, you tell they say, are you not the same person who talk say Nigeria go better? Why you know they and I make you find out say Nigeria go better? Now you run away, come here. Which work way they do? You come. We where they fight for the freedom of our people. If you that way they can't do janitor work for you. My people, you see, look, let me. I just want to tell my people something. I am a proud person in God that I have the blood of Biafrans running in me. Yeah, I'm telling, and I would like to use this opportunity to salute my brother on the comment section. They call him Lord Laurie Etim. My mother shares brother, although he's Efik. Yes, we are very, very close. Efiks, we have everything. Efiks, Igbos, they have everything in common. I was in Nekang in Cross River State while I was fighting the Cameroon in that Bakassi Peninsula. You see, the Calabar people, majority of them speak Efik, but the Akwa Ibomites, they speak, we call them Anang people. They speak Ibibio. So it is the same thing. The difference is that dialect. That is the only thing that is different. We are all one people in culture, in food, mode of dressing, tradition, everything. You people are homogeneous in nature. People are homogeneous in especially dressing and the tying of wrapper for men when they are going for a very important, the judge. The tying of judge when they are going, Ishiago and the judge when they are going, and the akars, the beads that you wear, neck, everywhere. There is no difference between all of you from that side, my people. It is just the demons, people that are acting under the influence of, the possessed human beings. These are the people that kept destroying us. And when they sow this seed of discord and hate to our people, the gullible ones will collect it and begin to pass it on. But God is exposing them, and God will continue to expose them left, right, and center. Thank you so much. And I pray that God will continue to protect you, Lady K, Lady Pierre. Good, no, silver do I have to give you people, but I say, may the Almighty God, Chukwukikabiyama, continue to protect the two of you in that hostile country. Nigeria is a hostile country. If I will have my way, Lady K and Lady Priye, I will take you people out of that hostile country. But I believe that God will help us, God will protect us and give us the desired freedom that we want, where everybody will be free to speak your mind, do what is legitimate, and God will continue to bless us. May God bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic, government in exile. May God bless all the media warriors, Alexo, Lady Priye, and the Lady K. May God continue to bless all of you. The ESN that are sacrificing their life on daily basis to protect our land from these uncircumcised evil demons. May God protect them, protect the BLA, protect all the youths in our land. Whatever that you have lost in the course of this struggle, especially on sit-at-homes, may God Almighty Chukwukabiyama replace it for you in 100-fold. I remain your brother, you are one dearla, you are Diokpara of Biafra from the upper eastern part of Ghana. Thank you for having me, and may God bless you all and prosper you.
Right. Thank you so much. Please, for just few minutes, we're not saying anything. Please just click the like button, send in some super chat. Please just do us this favor. We're not saying anything. We're waiting for you. Click the like button, please. Just click the like button, send in some super chats, do something for us for this weekend. Mr. Natana, Okay, Mr. Mazi, thank you. Mr. Nathaniel, thank you for coming. Please, guys, let's do this. Let's click on the like button, send in your super chat. If you need account details, you can let us know.
Republic, peace, unity, progress, and equity. What we do is spiritual.
The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Simon Ekpa, has announced the initiation of a process to delegitimize the Nigerian government within Biafran territory. This process, which includes a series of steps, was disclosed in a press release via his official X page. To achieve this objective, Ekpa has directed Biafran citizens to refrain from hawking near military, police, naval, or air force checkpoints. This measure, he says, is intended to enhance safety, especially for children who often engage in hawking activities. He further tasked Biafran governors with removing military checkpoints, or citizens will take action. Ekpa also called for the resignation of state commissioners in Biafra land. He stated that the state commissioners have been given a 5-day grace period to resign from their positions. He added that after September 1st, any commissioner representing Nigeria within any Nigeria-created state will be treated as an enemy of Biafra. Ekpa also directed the temporary suspension of morning mass and prayers in churches within Biafra land due to impending security challenges. He also raised security concerns in regions around Iche and Ngobala. He identified the region as volatile and urged residents in these areas to exercise caution. The British Prime Minister also introduced a new slogan and motto tagged Biafra Republic, Peace, Unity, Progress and Equity. He said the slogan has been introduced to unite Biafrans.
Odogwu adigo ka ọ ga-adị. Odogwu adigo ka ọ ga-adị.
Please, let's click the like button. Click the like button, send in your super chats as we end this broadcast. Mr. Lord Larry, thank you for staying tuned. Mr. Alice O, thank you. Mr. Maxwell, Mr. Nathaniel, Mr. Mark Andrew, Coco G, Benjamin, thank you all. Other viewers that did not make comments, thank you. All right, do have a lovely weekend. See you same time, same station next week.
As somebody once said, there is a method in our madness. We will draw their army down into our land. Their flanks will be opened up. Their villages will be occupied by bandits and terrorists that they themselves created. That by the time they are done and we have sent them packing from Biafra land, they will have no home to go to. All of them don't have no home to go to. The zoo is finished. And there is nothing anybody can do about it.